Hey, what's up? To be honest, just gonna be go straight into it. It was a very productive day. No issues in that. A bit of issue, but still wasn't very productive. Woke up, didn't do much. I think the big thing I'm trying to do now is trying to prepare for the internship going to Chicago by God's grace, by Sunday this week. So I'm just trying to make sure everything's good there. The ticket has been bought. Working on some like key transferring stuff. Um but yeah, like key transfer stuff. I mean, like getting the key from the person renting the apartment. But I'm excited. I do want to say that I am happy though that for the app slash startup idea, I think it's gonna be an app for now. For the app idea, the event discovery platform, I've been struggling with the name. I've talked about this heavily and repeatedly on this project, but I think I finally come to a name for now, at least a placeholder name. It's either what's happening tonight, WHT, or WTM, what's the move? I think WTM seems like a really cool name. I like the abbreviation, like WTM. But in unfortunate news, I don't know how to like phrase that. I think it's in or on. Doesn't matter. In unfortunate news or on. Speaking of unfortunate news, I was doing more research into the whole event discovery platform app idea, and it's something that it's not new. It's not necessarily something that hasn't been done before. You can even look at like ones that already exist in the market. Like I think there's Eventbrite, Facebook's for something, and just the different platforms. And there's others that have started and failed. The biggest issue, from what I've seen, like looking at the blog posts and reading through them, is it's not like there's not a lot of retention. Like a lot of people don't repeatedly use it, and events seem to be something that people aren't necessarily keen to go. Like I remember, I think was with Facebook, another one. What the issue they were dealing with is that people would say, yeah, they're going, like they'll click like RSVP or whatever, and they'll treat that RSVP button as a like button instead of like an actual RSVP button, so they wouldn't go. Um, so yeah, I think where WTM comes in is it's essentially it's more it focus on a tighter niche and a better community to um, deploy this platform, which would be in a college campus. So if I can focus there, make it much more spontaneous. I also think another aspect of that of the events, all of the events that I'm seeing that were open on those platforms seem to be much more organized. I think this would be one more like on the move. Like what's the move? Like immediately, like what's like when you hear like what's the move? It sounds like oh, it's not like some basic. It's not some crazy concert you have to get tickets to or plan your outfits. Like oh, what's this going on in the area? Let's pull up. So it could be something like there's a big sale, there's a party, there's something, right? I think that's the idea of what's the move. It's much more spontaneous and more casual, right? It's more casual. I think another aspect is that it has people who are in a similar who people who are set in an environment who have a similar schedule, which I think is a big benefit of having the college niche. So if I can really just carve that out and just conquer it, devour it, and just you know do whatever I need to do with it, that would be amazing. Um, but yeah, and then hopefully expand beyond college campuses. But I do think it's exciting. I've already talked about this. I think the biggest endeavor, I'm not the biggest endeavor, but I think one of the key things to really attract that niche of college students, and particularly Gen Z by nature of, by virtue, I guess, of being college students in this generation, is really the UI, the user interface would be something really big. I think that's how you get them there. Like, how do you like make people really want to check this out? One fun idea has like maybe have like a more customizable UI. So maybe like you have a pixel one, maybe you could have a regular one, maybe you could have like a neon one, like having more customizability or whatever the term is. Could be a lot more freedom, allow you to feel like you have more control to fine tune your settings or whatever. But I also think maybe like it reduces brand recognition. Um, but yeah, what's the move? What's the move? I'm excited because it does sound really exciting. And I know I said I didn't want to think too much about this until I finish the SGB Rio project, but that's coming to a close soon. I just have to, not close, but more so on the bookshelf. Have to change the UI and get like some testers and then put on the bookshelf. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's exciting. I think the hope or hope we'll see that I'm running on is that the loneliness epidemic is something that's is exists and it's increasing from when I last checked. Um And I think the idea is that people do genuinely want to interact with each other. As more of our lives become digital, the physical interaction between people just becomes much more essential and rewarding. And I think if you can give people a way to get that, it will be truly something that's valuable to people. However, there's stuff that I'm aware of. Like there's some hidden variables I don't know the answer to yet, and that's if people even want something like this. Like, would people be willing to go to spontaneous events? Like I'm someone who plans events, right? And I love planning them; they're really fun. But because of that, I don't know. I maybe I'm coming from that mentality of an event planning stuff, like a regular person who sees events. Like if I see an event going on, like, and I have like an hour of free time, I see an event that seems really interesting. Would I pull up? Um, it's really debatable, but I think I will say yes, right? Because in my head, if I have 1 hour free time and I'm just like, okay, what can I do in my free time? Like I already had a snack. I'm trying to like meet new, like start off college. Let's say picture you're a freshman in college and you're trying to meet new people. You finish your class. Would you just go straight back to your dorm, or would you go to this drifting event that's going on, right? Or would you go to the Smash Bros tournament between like two frats or something like that? I don't know, I just made that up, but the idea is like the more interesting, unique events that like occur on this platform, the more people are like incentivized to go. Because the one it gets rid of the whole barrier of like, oh, am I invited? Should I go? It's just like, oh, okay, this is open to anyone. Two, there's an easy way to remember because you just check on the app. 'Cause I think one big thing for me is that I forget when the events are. I don't like clouding my Google calendar, and I don't like looking at posters too much. So having an app where I can just like see what's constantly going on will be really nice. But really, that's just from my perspective. I'm not sure if this is something that people would um, immediately hop onto. I think one thing I've been talking about with ChatGPT about this, which sounds weird, but I guess that's the future. One thing that might be really essential is targeting big friend groups first. I think the idea of targeting big friend groups is that there's more incentive to go to the events that are hosted on the platform. So the idea is like, let's say I have a friend group of 20 people, and that sounds crazy, but it does exist. I have a friend group of like a loose friend group of 20 people, and some person's like, oh, like you're hanging with like three of your friends. Like, oh, hey, let's invite other people. You can obviously text a large group chat, or you can like be casual and just like pull up an event. Like, oh, if people want to pull up, they can pull up. We're just chilling here. Like, we came to a park last minute, and it seems like something fun to do. So it's like then people in that friend group get a ping, and it's like, oh dang, Darius, Luffy, Kid, or and I'm looking at One Piece posters right now. They're at the park. Let's pull up. I think that's something that could be interesting. Like because if I see that you're in the park and I am like a 2 minutes away and have nothing I'm doing, I'll probably just pull up the park. But I guess the idea, the conflict in my head is, would it be different if I texted that in the group chat? Um, and I don't know. I think there's use cases I'm not seeing, but I smell, where I can sense out that there's use cases for something like this. And I don't think it's the typical event discovery platform because it's much more spontaneous. It's much more casual than the ones I've seen. Uh, but I do think it's gonna be exciting. I think it'll be exciting. But yeah, I don't know. This is not something like I think as time goes, I'm slowly obsessing more over it. I think that's a good thing because like the more I become obsessed with something, the more I take it on. I think first I really want to build a minimum viable product to see, and then maybe like get a better idea of what I'm building here. I think if I the reason I want to focus on the app first is because if I build as a startup, then it's like I have to build the idea, I have to get investors, and that's when I start like building the app. I really just want to build the thing first, right? Because if I can build it concretely, I can say like if I know, like if I'm 50% sure this is something that can work, that means I'm 100% sure I can do it, right? And if I'm 100% sure that I can do it, then that's like having that I can do it. If I'm 100% sure this is something that exists and is valuable and people would really love it, then I think it'll be really I think it's something I can like put my all into and actually make something really helpful to the University of Pittsburgh, Carnegie Mellon, the Ukrainian like Pittsburgh as a city and just like more places overall. I think I should start wrapping up because the more I'm talking, the less sense I'm making. But I do think it's exciting. I think there's a lot of value to be gained here. I think it's a matter of execution. So yeah, the idea isn't particularly new, but I think the execution is really gonna be what it's really gonna be what determines how this goes. I'm really just praying it goes well. But besides that, though, I have nothing else to say. So have a great day.